Hello adventurers, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have another project for us. This one is gonna take some time, some work, and a little bit of crossing our fingers in hope that everything goes well. This one is the one project that I am doing by myself that I am probably the most nervous about. And there's a few reasons for that, but we'll get to those in just a little bit. Let me show you what we're working with. Okay, so I have a 2020 NV200, and one of the things that I like about it is that it has this seat that flips down and turns into this nice little table right here. But one of the things that I have noticed is that this seat, even in table mode, takes up a lot of room. Now, I've had a few reasons for keeping this here for the amount of time that I have. In fact, I've been cruising around for 2 years in this bad boy right here with that seat. And in that time, I've had lots of opportunities where people have been able to get in the van and ride along with me for various activities. And it's come in handy sometimes, but more often than not, I'm simply just not using that chair. And so I recently did a thing where I put it down into the tabletop mode all the time so that I would have an easier path from the back to the front for safety. And I really liked that. But then it got me thinking a little bit harder about how much do I really need that seat. Now, when I'm at base camp, I use it a lot more frequently because obviously I have other people here at base camp, so we can just jump in the van and go to get groceries and stuff like that, pick up supplies, easy stuff. However, when I'm on the road, that typically isn't the case. In fact, most of my friends also are nomads, so they have their own travel rig. So typically when we go somewhere, we just kind of caravan to wherever because we want to find camping that is the closest to the location that we're visiting. So it always has been kind of this thing, just sitting there, looking at me going, do you really need this? Now, it is super convenient when I do have a friend who has a larger rig because they can ride in my van, which is much more economical, and then we can go places without them having to take their big rig. But I've only done that a few times, and in all of my travels in 2 years, I just can't justify that being the full reason for me keeping a huge seat that is otherwise in my way. Now, as you can see, I have some things that just typically ride here, my solar panels, my Reflectix, stuff like that, and all of these are going to have to come out of the van so I can access these tiny little bolts at the bottom. But also, I'm going to have to go into the back and remove everything in the back so I can access the bolts on the back side. Now, as you can imagine, that brings me a little stress because there is a lot of stuff in this section right here. In fact, this right now, it's got a lot going on. I've been doing projects, I've just kind of been throwing things on top of the bed, but my garage is also under here, and so I have to take out everything. And I have to do this all the while knowing that the weather right now, look at it, not ideal. So I checked the weather app, it says it's not supposed to rain like or anything anytime soon, but we might get some sprinkles. So we're gonna move quickly, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna just pull out all of the loose items from the back of Dimples right here. We're gonna pull out all of the loose items from the front, and then I'm going to get to work with some tools taking out the seat. Now, I'm hoping that I don't have to take the bed fully out. I'm hoping I can just pull it back and kind of lean it so that I don't have to deal with it out in the middle of everything for sure, and I don't have to take it apart to take it inside. That's what we're hoping for, but this is going to be a big endeavor with, I hope, a big impact. Now, a couple of other things. In my current setup, my bed is a stationary bed. It's positioned on that side over there. And so, in a perfect scenario, after I take off the seat, I would want to open up that entire aisle. However, logistically, that just does not make sense with the amount of time that I have right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take out the seat so I can have that space that I need. And then I'm going to kind of rock with it for about a month to see if I like it. And if I do in fact like it, then when I come back to base camp, I will be flipping the entire layout of my van. Oh, told you this is a big endeavor. This is a huge endeavor, and it's going to take some time to get all of the kinks kind of worked out. But in the meantime, I'm going to share this particular aspect with you, and then we can kind of go from there and see what we like and what we don't like, and I'll keep you guys in the loop. But for now, I've got some unloading to do. And I think we'll start down here in the garage. Oh no, it's starting to rain. This is exactly what we were hoping would not happen. Okay, so we're gonna have to just take this last little bit in, and then we'll come back out in a minute. Okay, I was watching a video and they said that you have to disconnect the airbags. So I was reaching under here and noticed that the airbags are just actually right under where the seat adjuster and the flip out, which holds different kinds of items. There's a little tray here. So we're going to be removing these. I already took one of them out, but this one is giving me a little bit of a fit. So I'm trying to figure out how it releases fully. It feels as though there is a little tab here. Sure enough, there was. Now there's two of those, so I need to see if there are any other pressure switches under here. Now also under here is my jack, so I'm going to have to figure out what exactly to do with this after I go in and pull everything out. I was actually coming out here just to make sure I had everything out from under the seat, and then I realized that these were just right here. On the videos I was watching, I saw some of the UK channels removing the airbag connections, and you actually had to remove this top part of the seat and then the base to do that. Now, a lot of the references that I have found online for the NV200 have been UK channels. However, with that, there are a few differences between the UK models and the American models. And so something like that doesn't seem like a big deal until you're actually working on it and you're like, oh no, I just need a reference. So that's why I want to make this video for you guys in case you are an NV person who is here in the States. Again, this is a 2020 NV200, and so I am trying to go through and remove the seat safely, but also to disengage the airbag sensor so that this guy right here doesn't randomly malfunction. And I noticed that there were several different things that these little sensors can also kind of throw off on your dash display also. So that's why it was important for me to find out how to do this the correct way. Now, it is still raining, so I'm going to let it lift just a little bit before we get into the real elbow work of getting out the tools, but I'm really happy to know at least that we have disconnected the airbag. Okay, because it's been kind of a storage seat, it's gotten a little bit dirty, so removing the stuff, I'm going to give it a good clean when I put it into storage also. But these are the tools that I believe that we will need for this, and these are just some that my dad had here, and these are just Craftsman 16 millimeter here, and then this is a 15 millimeter, and then I do not recall how big this one was, but I think it's a 16 also. So I've already removed the first cap, but there is a cap on this side that we also have to remove. Okay, so the cap is right here, and this is kind of snug in here, that's for sure. Oh my goodness, there it goes. Okay, so I got this off. This is just a plastic covering cap. I'm going to save all these pieces, so if I ever do decide to reinstall the seat, I will have them available, but for now, I'm just going to put it in a safe place. Again, guys, I am super stressed about this one because I am no mechanic, and at the same time, I'm trying very hard to do the right thing for my space, but also for my van, and it is nerve-wracking, let me tell you. I just watched about 5 more videos to make sure that I'm kind of doing the same things. I went onto a Nissan NV200 forum, and I noticed that everybody had regarded it as, this is all I needed to do. So now we're going to start untwisting some things, and yeah, this is a big project to be doing it by myself, but I can do this. I can do this. I tell you guys all the time when you're watching the channel that you put your own limits on yourself by saying I can't, and I do that too sometimes, but today I am instead saying I can. I can. Repeat that with me, guys. I can. Cross your fingers for me, guys. Okay, so I think all we have to do is put it in the little off position here, and then it should go left, which is lefty-loosey. Oh, it's moving, it's moving. Okay. Oh, that worked, okay. Oh, that's so much easier now. Okay, I think that we did it, guys. I think that we got this one going off. Now let's remove. We still got a ways to go, but I'm pretty proud of us right now. This is coming along. Look at all that crusty stuff that was in there. Oh, that's disgusting. And I keep my van pretty clean, but this is just gross. But it's now loose enough that I can just pull it out. And that's what was holding the seat in the whole time. Okay, now we have one more up front, and then we'll deal with the back when we get there. Oh my goodness, guys, look at this. We can now lift the front of the seat up. That is awesome. Now I do have a few things that I've been storing in here just for a rainy day, different GoPro parts and things like that. So those will all have to come out now. And then we're going to the back. Okay, the sun has come out, but it is still raining just a little bit. So I don't want to get my bed out all the way. But I'm thinking if I can remove these last couple things out of here, I might be able to wedge myself in here without taking the bed out. We shall see. Guys, there's not enough room. Getting into this one right here, very difficult. Also, I'm noticing something as we look kind of under the seat. The jack is also screwed into the floor. So after we get the seat out, we're gonna have to make sure there's nothing else attached. So the bed is going to have to come out. At least a little bit. Maybe not all the way, but at least a little bit. Oh, this process is difficult, only because it is still sprinkling, even though it is now sunny. I am going to go ahead with this one though, because I can get to it and take it out just to make our job a little bit easier in a minute. Whew. Oh, this process, guys. You know, sometimes if you want to do something, you just got to put in a little extra work. Okay, back to the bed, out just a little bit to open up the floor. Also, I'm going to clean all of this in just a few minutes. A lot of dust and grime gets stuck in random spots. I got this one out a while ago. This is the only one that's left. This one is also, for some reason, really in here. So I'm gonna have to find my pliers and probably pop it off with a little bit of pressure. But that's gonna be the last one for the actual seat. Okay, let's go, last one. Okay, that one doesn't seem to be as tightly wound as the others. So, after we get this off, we'll see if we can lift the seat. Very curious. This one is actually a bolt in the floor as opposed to a bolt that goes into the floor. That might have been why it was harder to remove the cap. Okay, so now it's time. I'm going to try to fold the chair down because that's supposed to be the easiest way to take it out. And then after I fold it down, I'm going to try to lift it directly up because otherwise it's going to hang on that one bolt. Now, this is where it gets bad, guys, because I don't know if this is all that was attached. I think it is, but we're gonna find out real fast. Okay guys, we're gonna try. This is probably about to be super heavy, so I don't know how this is gonna work, but we're gonna try it. Ooh. Oh. Okay, so it does lift. I felt like I might have been tangled with something still. So what I might do is try to lean it back and look under. Oh yeah, there's still some stuff under there. There's still some stuff, guys. So let me figure this out. Okay, so whenever I lean it back, you can see this cord is very much so still a part of this. And I'm trying to figure out how it is attached because this has to come off. So, I don't know how this comes off. It feels like it has a little connector here. Okay, it was connected by this little zip tie right here. I was able to get it out. Those are the only cords that were attaching it, and those are the ones that we have to leave because they are the airbag sensors. So now the seat can move freely and we'll be able to take it out. It's no longer on any of the little stops, And so let's take this guy and put it somewhere else. Okay, so this is what is left of the area. Look at how much more space this is now though. Oh my goodness. So now we have the jack. The jack is actually going to move also. I have plenty of room in the back for me to put this. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and again use this guy. I think this is the right attachment for it. We're going to take it out and then we're going to end up capping up all of these little holes so that we don't have any holes to the outside, because I don't know if you guys can see this, but there is definitely daylight through this hole. So we're going to put a cap on this of the original screw, and then I'm going to end up laying something in the floor here, probably like one of my little matching mats. Again, we have some cleaning ahead, but for now we're just worried about getting this into a safe position so that we can function in our space. So let me see if this is the right size. I don't feel like it's gripping quite as much, but it might have not been as tight also. Let's see, is it? Nope, we're gonna have to get another fitting for this, it looks like. Okay, let's see which one of these fit. Now I know that the big one was too big, so we got 3 different sizes below that. That might work better. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put these back into place so that this fills the holes. That way we don't have any outside air or any kind of critters creeping up into the van through these tiny little holes. Also, this is where I can make sure that I don't lose the hardware so that if I ever do decide to replace the seat, I can, which is really cool. That was super easy, but we're gonna go ahead and tighten it just a little. There we go. Now it's not going anywhere. And I'm gonna repeat that for all the others. Okay, I figured it out. It is a 12 down here. And since figuring that out, it is working much better now. So I should have this jack out in no time. I am sweating because it is muggy outside thanks to this rain, but guess what, guys? Oh, we did it! I'm so proud right now. I did not know if I could complete this or not by myself, but I wanted to tackle it just in case, to give it at least a shot. It didn't look like it was too complicated, but at the same time, both of my friends who currently have their seats already removed had them removed professionally. So again, a lot of anxiety and fear came over me in doing this project. Now it clearly is not perfect because it needs some cleaning and I need to put a mat down and I still have to cap these 4 holes, but oh my goodness, look at this room. Now I have a few thoughts and I'll be sharing how I rearrange everything with this seating configuration on a different video, just because I don't want this video to run too long. But my thoughts are that for the time being, while I'm trying to figure out how I like this open space, I'm going to make a few adjustments that will free up some of the space under my bed, just a little bit. Nothing too dramatic, but just stuff that'll make more sense when it comes to function in my van. Because basically, guys, I have added a whole room right here. And because of that, now I can do a few different kinds of things. So you're gonna have to come and check that video out at a later time whenever I get everything kind of organized, and then I am hitting the road and off to Colorado. Oh my goodness, I am so excited. So you guys are gonna have to watch that video to see where I end up putting everything, because oh my goodness, I think this is really going to change the way that I function in my space, considering I have such a tiny little NV200. My 30 square feet of living space back here has now been expanded out into the front just a little bit. So you'll get to see all of the different function and how I kind of arrange things on my next video. If you've enjoyed coming along with me and helping me with this project through moral support, please leave a comment, because oh my goodness, today was a day to say the least. If you would tackle something like this, let me know. If you wouldn't, also let me know. If you've had ideas about the space that you have in your vehicle but aren't quite sure if you feel comfortable, if this video was helpful, let me know. Otherwise, leave a like, hit the subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time with those updates. Till next time, guys, bye!